Craig Hemk was talking about the silver. He gave his views about the physical silver and the digital silver. He also described how the fraction pricing scheme works. The pricing scheme since 1975 is a fractional reserve and digital derivative pricing scheme. The world tried to exit on a physical metal pricing scheme all the way up and through 1968, and then that wasn't working anymore. There's so much demand for gold and silver too that if it was just based off the amount of actual physical ounces in the world, the price was going to skyrocket. So these bankers are pretty creative. They came up with a fractional reserve scheme that offers all sorts of alternatives to actual physical metal ownership. Now what you own is actual physical metal. What these banks have done is they have come up with all this synthetic precious metal that acts as an alternative to owning the real thing. And what that's done is it's diluted the supply enough that it restains price. 850 million ounces of silver a year you get. Let's call the whole thing a billion ounces a year of supply. We know 600 million ounces or so gets chewed up every year industrially, which leaves about 400 million. We are going to keep it simple for investment demand. What happens when investment demand exceeds that 400 million ounces? Then where is it going to come from? Now Craig says that's not a problem in a fraction reserve system because you can just keep creating more and more synthetic metal. So that's what these fractional accounts are. There's nothing illegal. There have been some banks and dealers in the past that have been caught charging substantial storage fees for metal that they don't have, and that's complete fraud. But it doesn't look like that's what's going on here in Perth or in Montreal or Zurich or whatever. It's just a scheme where the banks make money just like your local bank. Suppose you had $100,000 in cash. You can take the risk of holding it yourself, or you can go down to your local bank and let them take the risk of holding it. They don't have to hold all of it though. That's how fraction reserve banking works. They'll hold 10% and then they loan out the other 90. The problem is, what if you decide on any given day that you want your $100,000? Well, it's pretty unlikely that your local branch has $100,000 in cash in their vault. So what will they do? They'll say that we'll give you 10 grand now. Sign here and we'll get you the other 90 as well. It won't be a problem as long as nobody else is in line to get all of their cash out of the bank at the same time. The same thing is true with these unallocated accounts. You have your metal unallocated rather than allocated, which means the cost of holding it is dramatically lower. Because how can there be storage cost and the insurance cost? What happens at your local bank is, if not just you shows up wanting all of your cash out of the bank, if all of a sudden there's a line of people out the door wanting their cash, it becomes a liquidity issue for the bank. Same thing is going on now in Perth. It's kind of this groundswell of growing awareness of this. They are demanding their physical metal be converted from unallocated to pooled allocated, as they called it, which is a kind of a mid-step for a multitude of reasons. Now Craig adds up that the US Mint isn't cranking out silver coins right now. The Royal Mint isn't great. There's just no silver because they got all chewed up a couple of months ago. And we are waiting for a replenishment of mine supply and all this stuff. So they don't have it. If you just bought precious metal because you wanted exposure to price and you bought it in an unallocated account, if you bought it in an SLV, you can't go show up at the SLV and say that you want this metal. No, then you don't have that luxury. The boiling banks do so as long as you are comfortable with that arrangement. But you have to understand, if you bought precious metal thinking you are protecting yourself, getting money out of the system and eliminating counterparty risk, then that's not what you are getting with the unallocated metal as per Craig. You are retaining the counterparty risk because if Porthman or Kitco or any these other places that run those accounts, if suddenly they don't have the metal or whatever, all of a sudden you have counterparty risk. So anyway, that's probably the best summation. Playing along with this unallocated system, owning ETFs, owning a pooled account, whatever, You are just perpetuating the system by allowing the banks to keep it going. So that's why Craig suggests that get your metal, get it out of those accounts, hold it in your own two hands. That's the only way that you own it. The weakest link in this whole chain is these unallocated accounts, because all you got to do is you got to get the top. The dominoes tumbling. It's got to start somewhere. It's not going to start in the comics. They'll just settle in cash, they'll change the rules, they'll settle in certificates to London or whatever. If you get a delivery default, say UBS, or that might get enough people to start scratching their chins, all of a sudden the thing and you do get a run and unallocated accounts get shown that they don't have the full metal backing them up. Just like the bank doesn't have all of your cash on hand every day to back it up. The whole thing starts to spiral, and that's what we have to do. We got to get enough metal out of the hands of the banks. The fiat bank, your local community bank, is a confidence scheme as long as you got confidence that everything is fine. You will leave your cash there. But if you lose confidence, then all of a sudden there's a problem. Then again, that's true throughout the entire monetary system in the entire banking system. You touched upon it with repo. What was the repo problem? You have got to have collateral. You have got to have trust that if you loan your treasuries for cash, that they'll either pay back in cash, get my treasuries back. You got to have confidence to make this whole scheme work, because it's not based on anything. That's what the precious metal scheme is too. So guys, if you found this video really knowledgeable, then please let me know in the comment section below. And don't forget to convert that like button into blue, subscribe to our channel for more such beautiful videos. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, have a great day.